Oh, yes, it is that time again. Welcome to your unique devotion. Um, so, I hope this is an excellent start for your day. And what an excellent way to start the day than to read a little bit of scripture, get the mind flowing, heading in a direction of love. Today I'm going to read 1 John chapter 2, verses 3 through 11. And just throw out a little open-ended question for you. Questions, it's what I do. So, here we go. 1 John chapter 2, starting in verse 3. This is entitled, The Test of Knowing Him. Now by this we know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. He who says, I know him, and does not keep his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoever keeps his word, truly the love of God is perfected in him. By this we know that we are in him. He who says he abides in him ought himself also to walk, just as he walked. Brethren, I write no new commandment to you, but an old commandment, which you have had from the beginning. The old commandment is the word which you heard from the beginning. Again, a new commandment I write to you, which thing is true in him and in you, because the darkness is passing away, and the true light is already shining. He who says he is in the light and hates his brother is in darkness until now. He who loves his brother abides in the light, and there is no cause for stumbling in him. But he who hates his brother is in darkness, and walks in darkness, does not know where he is going, because the darkness has blinded his eyes. That is the reading for the day. He points out truth again. Truth comes up all the time. And the best way to know the truth is really about action. Looking through your day and seeing what you actually do versus what you think is going on in your brain. There's always a war going on between the powers of the mind and the powers of the flesh. There's always, and the mind can also kind of be connected to the soul. So there's a power of, there's a war going on between the soul, that the part of the soul that wants to be in love's space, and part of the soul that wants to get driven into hatred's space. So again, the best way to find truth in your life and see what's actually true is through recognizing what your actions are throughout the day. It takes careful consideration. With that being said, do you find yourself walking in the spectrum of love or the spectrum of hatred? Now, I say the spectrum because there's different levels of love. There's different levels for different people. There's the love of your mother and your father, the love of your friends, the love of an acquaintance, the love of God, the intimate love of your spouse, the intimate love of God. There's a wide spectrum of love there. But there's also a spectrum of hatred. There's extreme hatred, where your whole body's into it, and you're angry, and you're clenching your teeth, and lashing out, and maybe physically, maybe just in words, like full throttle. But there's also just subtle hatred, at the very beginning of that, where you just dislike something, where you don't like what's happening, and that can draw you away. And the commandment that God has given us is the commandment to love in its simplicity. He gives us two main commandments, but the simplicity of it is to just love on yourself, with God, love on others through God. Love is simplifying it, but I just want you to think about that, the spectrum of love. Where do you see yourself today walking? In that spectrum of love, or in the spectrum of hatred? See if you can catch yourself in one end or the other. Just start to recognize it. I'm going to it there. I'm not going to give any more examples. I just hope that God gives you all the blessings you deserve, even more so all the blessings you don't deserve. Have a wonderful day, and I truly hope that you find yourself walking in the spectrum of love way more than the spectrum of hatred. I'll see you tomorrow.